Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to inform you how to add a payment gateway or a payment method on your website. We're going to discuss the different payment methods, benefits of integrating payment methods on your website, and how to add a payment method on your website. Now, e-commerce has brought about a sea of change, not just in marketing, but also in sales processes and business models. The increasing popularity of online stores is a testament to the fact that this trend is here to stay. And quite frankly, businesses that upgrade themselves and offer online payment options to their customers will be able to grow and expand. Now, if you're planning to set up a website, then I would recommend that you go for one designed with payment method and security features integrated. So please, if you're planning to set up a website, if you don't have a website yet, then I would recommend that you go for one that is designed with payment methods and security features integrated. However, if you already have a website, then you can add a payment method on your website. But first, let us see how different types of payment methods you can integrate on your website. So let's see the different types of payment methods that you can integrate on your website. There are different types of payment options that you can integrate in your website, and they include credit cards, debit cards, bank transfers, e-wallets, mobile payments, PayPal, or even cash on delivery. You can choose to integrate all of these payment methods or just the ones that are most popular in your region and among your intended audience. For example, if the majority of your target audience is college students or young people, then it would be a good idea to have mobile payments and e-wallets rather than credit cards or PayPal. However, if your target audience consists mostly of earning members and professionals, then payment options such as credit card payments or bank transfers will be preferable. Now, what are the benefits of integrating payment methods on your website? One of the greatest advantages of having payment methods on your website is increased sales. You can instantly generate the invoice and accept payment from your customer. And this method allows customers to shop comfortably anytime and anywhere. Also, a smooth online transaction improves user experience and encourages your customers to keep coming back to your website. Moreover, setting up a payment method on your website really is simple and easy. You can set up the payment method with zero installation fees. The transaction fee for setting up and using online payment services is quite economical, so you get good value for your money. Having online invoice generating software and quickly managing the refund does enhance your website's popularity and, in return, your profit margins. The online payment method can also be customized to accept regular subscriptions. So the online payment method You can also customize it to accept regular subscriptions. And the best part is that online payment support helps you make the most of impulse purchases. Now let's move on to what documents do you require to add payment on a website? What documents are required for adding payment methods on your website? First, you require certificate of company registration or incorporation. That is, certificate of company registration or incorporation. Secondly, you will require articles of association and memorandum of association. That is, articles of association and memorandum of association. The third document that you will require is, in case of LLP, partnership deed. So in case of LLP, you will require partnership deed. The next document that you will require is PAN card of the company. That is PAN card of the company. That is PAN card of the company. And finally, you will require bank account details. Now, apart from the documents that I have just pointed out, which are certificate of company registration or incorporation, 2, articles of association and memorandum of association, 3, in case of LLP, partnership deed, 4, PAN card of the company, and the last one is bank account details. So apart from these documents, certain payment gateway service providers, or gateway really means methods, okay? So certain payment methods or gateway service providers may ask for other relevant documents and certificates. So don't be surprised if certain payment gateway service providers ask for other relevant documents and certificates. Now let's get into how to add payment methods on a website. How do you add the payment methods on a website? Step 1. Evaluate payment gateway services offered by your web host. You need to evaluate the payment gateway services or methods that are offered by your web host. So whoever is hosting your website, you need to evaluate what payment gateway services or payment methods they are offering you. Now, the first step you need to do before integrating a payment method on your website is obviously to evaluate the kind of payment support your web host actually offers you. You can find this detailed in the control panel or the admin panel of the website. Okay, so you can find this detail in the control panel or the admin panel of the web host. Many hosting providers offer payment services integration as part of their service pack, while others charge you separately for it. So take note that many hosting providers, many web hosting providers will offer payment services integrated as part of their package, but others will charge you separately for it. Now, I will just mention a few of the top web hosts for payment services. Okay, we do have a number of web hosts for payment services. They include the following: Bluehost, that is BLUEHOST, Bluehost. Another one is A2 Hosting, A for Apple and A2 the number, A2 hosting, that is hosting, A2 hosting. Another one is InMotion hosting, InMotion, that is InMotion hosting, hosting. The next one is Green Geeks, Green Geeks, Green Geeks, that is GreenGeeks. The next one is GoDaddy, GoDaddy, that is GoDaddy, GoDaddy. The next one is Wix, Wix, that is Wix. Another one that you could check out is Squarespace, Squarespace, that is Squarespace, Squarespace. And the last one that I would recommend is Fat Cow, Fat Cow, as in FATCOW. So all these are examples of hosting providers that may offer payment services integrated as part of their service pack. Okay, so have a look at those web hosting gateway services. Okay, that so that you can evaluate them. Because remember, we said the first step you need to do before integrating a payment method on your website is to evaluate the kind of payment support your web host offers. Okay, so those are some examples of the top web hosts that you could have a look at. They are specialists in payment services, the top web hosts for payment services. Okay, just a recap: Bluehost, A2 hosting, InMotion hosting, Green Geeks, GoDaddy, Wix, Squarespace, and Fat Cow. The second step into how you can integrate a payment method or a payment gateway on your website is choosing a payment gateway. Okay, you need to choose a payment gateway. So once you have evaluated the payment services offered by your web host, the second step is choose a payment gateway or a payment method. Now, there are two types of payment gateways or payment methods, and that is hosted and non-hosted payment gateways. There are two types of payment gateways, hosted and non-hosted. What is the difference between them? A hosted gateway takes your customer away from your website to another secure site to get the payment and then redirects the user back to your website. So a hosted gateway, it takes your customer away from your website to another secure site to get the payment, and then it redirects the user back or the customer back to your website. So that is a hosted gateway. The other payment gateway is a non-hosted payment gateway. What does it mean? Now, this sort of payment gateway has APIs and modules that can be integrated into your website. The payment transaction then will happen on your website. Okay, so whereas in a hosted gateway, the payment will actually take place, okay, on another website, because your customer will be taken from your website to another secure site to get the payment and then redirected back to your website. That is what a hosted gateway does. But on the other hand, a non-hosted payment gateway allows your customer to make payment directly on your website itself. Okay, so you have that integrated into your website. However, as customer bank, card, and other personal information will be stored on your website, you need to ensure that it is 100% secure and safe from cyber threats and hacks. Okay, so in the second case, in the case of a non-hosted payment gateway, where the payment transaction will happen on your website itself, you need to really ensure that it is 100% secure. You need to ensure that your website is 100% secure and safe from cyber threats and hacks. Okay. Also, non-hosting gateways are more expensive than hosted gateways. So remember that non-hosting gateways are more expensive than hosted gateways. Now, some examples of hosted payment gateways include, you may be asking yourself, what are some examples of the hosted payment gateways, which we talked about earlier on, which will take your customer away from your website to another secure site to get the payment and then redirect the user back to your website. What are some examples of hosted gateways? Now, some of these examples are PayPal, Amazon Pay, Stripe, and Sage Pay. I repeat, hosted payment gateways. Examples include PayPal, Amazon Pay, Stripe, and Sage Pay. Sage Pay as in S-A-G-E Pay, P-A-A-Y. I repeat, S-A-G-E-P-A-Y. Sage Pay. You are probably asking yourself, what are some of the examples of non-hosted payment gateways? Now, some of these examples are Authorize.net or SagePay Direct Integration or MangoPay. Now, once you have done that, once you have chosen a payment gateway that is hosted or non-hosted payment gateway, once you have done that, the next step on how you should integrate a payment method on your website is check and compare details of setup, transaction, and other fees details. I repeat, step 3 is check and compare details of setup, transaction, and other fees details. I'm going to explain that. Whether you choose to go for hosted or non-hosted payment gateways, you need to compare the fees they charge for their services. Apart from the setup and integration fee, you may have to pay for every transaction and even refunds. Also, there could be subscriptions, renewals, and special fees for security features. Once you have explored the features, the services, and the pricing, decide on one that best suits your business model. Okay, so once you've explored the features, the services, and the pricing, decide on the one that best suits your business model. And the final step as to how, or rather, sorry, the fourth step on how you add a payment method on your website is now step 4, add payment methods. You can integrate the payment gateway to your website with the support of the web host provider. Okay, so you can, at this point, you can integrate the payment gateway to your website with the support of the web host provider. Now, this integration option will be available in the admin panel or control panel. Okay, you will find this integration option available in the admin panel or the control panel. And you can choose any of the payment methods that I have described, okay? Once you add the payment methods, use test or sandbox account to check if the payment gateway is working fine and that the transactions are proceeding without any problems. So once you have added the payment methods, use test or sandbox account, that is SANDBOX, to check if the payment method is working fine and that the transactions are proceeding without any problem. Okay, now step 5 as to how you can add a payment method on your website is create a merchant account. Okay, create a merchant account, and this is the last step. Create a merchant account. Now, what do I mean? After you have set up the payment gateway, you need to create a merchant account and link the payment services with it. The merchant account deposits the payment from the customer directly to your company's bank account. Okay, so after you have set up the payment gateway, you need to create a merchant account and link the payment services with it. And the merchant account deposits the payments from the customer directly to your company's bank account. Now, merchant accounts are backed by FDIC and they come with fraud protection. So that's a relief. Also, you can control the transactions of payment between your website and the merchant account. However, you need to look out for hidden fees and costs acquired for approving debit and credit card payments. So please do not forget, you need to look out for hidden costs and fees acquired for approving debit and credit card payments. So there you go. That's how you can add a payment gateway or a payment method on your website. We have 5 steps. I will just give you a recap of the 5 steps. And step 1 is evaluate gateway services offered by your web host. You need to evaluate, okay? This is the first step you need to do before integrating a payment method on your website. You need to evaluate the kind of payment support your web host offers, okay? And like I pointed out, you can find this detail in the control panel or the admin panel of the web host. Okay, and many hosting providers will offer payment services integrated as part of their service pack, but others will charge you separately. And I gave you some examples of some of the top web hosts. Step 2 is to choose a payment gateway. And like I pointed out, there are 2 types of payment gateways. You have hosted and non-hosted payment gateways. And I pointed out that a hosted gateway will take your customer away from your website to another website where they will pay, and then they will be redirected back to your website. And then I pointed out that a non-hosted payment gateway will let the payment transaction happen on your website itself. And then I gave you some examples of some hosted payment gateways, for example, PayPal, Amazon, Stripe, and Sage Pay, and some non-hosted payment gateways, for example, Authorized PointNet or SagePay, Direct Integration, and Mango Pay. Now, the third step that I talked about is check and compare details of setup and transaction and other fees, okay? Whether you choose to go for the hosted or non-hosted payment gateways, you really do need to compare the fees they charge for the services, okay? And then the fourth step as to how you can add a payment gateway to your website is to add the actual payment methods. Now, you can integrate the payment gateway to your website with the support of the web host provider. And this integration option will be available in the admin page or control panel of your web host provider. And then the fifth step that we talked about is you need to create a merchant account. So after you have set up the payment gateway, you need to create a merchant account and link the payment services with it. And the merchant account will deposit the payment from the customer directly to your company's bank account. Okay. However, merchant accounts, as I pointed out earlier on, merchant accounts are backed by FDIC and they come with fraud protection. And also you can control the transaction of payment between your website and the merchant account. However, you need to look out for hidden fees and costs acquired for approving debit and credit card payments. So there you go. That's how you add a payment gateway or a payment method on your website. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and of course, you may share this video with anybody else that may benefit from the content. Now, also remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember, if it has anything to do with money, I upload it. Now, thank you very much, and I shall see you in our next video. Bye bye.